Love you.
It's a morning ritual. Busy parents dropping off their kids at childcare before they head to work. This is Giraffe, a nonprofit early education center with 4 locations around the Treasure Valley. From the outside, it looks routine. What's happening inside, though, is extraordinary.
So then we have 4 caterpillars and 5 praying mantises. Which one's bigger?
Early education is so important in really every community because that's when the most rapid brain growth is going on in a child's brain. When they're born, those little babies, their brain is only about 25% developed, and by the time they leave at 5, it's 90% developed. So we have this incredible opportunity to really impact their outcomes when they get to school, knowing their letters, their numbers, how to write their name, simple things like standing in a line. Those are all incredible skills for kindergarten readiness. And 99% of our kids are prepared when they arrive in the school. In Idaho in general, only about half of our children enter prepared. And the fact that we're graduating almost 100% of them ready, that changes that dial and moves that dial for Idaho.
For years, thanks to generous donors, Giraffe has been able to offer scholarships so that low and moderate income families can enjoy the same quality care as those who pay the full cost. And then came 2020.
Now to growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here's what we know. A Washington state resident fell ill after returning from Wuhan, China, where the outbreak began. Officials now say more than 400 people have been sickened.
We had concerns, of course, knowing that we have a population that is not a very good steward of bodily functions. And on one particular week, we had 9 children and 2 teachers out with fevers at one particular center. And when the director called me and told me about that, I could hear the fear in her voice. We decided as a board and as a staff at that point that if the school district closed, we would as well in an attempt to flatten that curve.
And so, Giraffe closed its doors on March 16th. It would not reopen for 10 weeks. The reaction of parents was mixed.
Working from home with a 4-year-old is quite the adventure.
That word is stressful.
Panic.
Confusion.
10 weeks. Overwhelming.
Yeah, uncertainty probably.
For us, my mom lives in Twin Falls. She literally met us halfway between Twin Falls and Boise every Sunday night to take my kids. And then we would both work from home. And then on Thursday evenings, we would meet her again halfway between Twin Falls and Boise and pick up our kids. So we only had our kids Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 10 weeks.
We're also trying to potty train at the same time, and my daughter Charlotte did successfully take off a poopy diaper while I was on a Zoom call and handed it to me on the side. It was rough.
Getting that call that night, it was email and a call from Lori, and I can't even imagine being in her shoes, but what it felt like to me was instantly like, I'm gonna have to tell all of my people that they don't have a job to go to on Monday, that we are closed down, and how is that gonna affect our families? How is that going to affect our staff?
We were all scared. You know, everyone was scared. We were scared of getting the virus. We were afraid for our jobs. We were wondering if the organization was going to survive this incredible event that we had no control over. And we rallied. I mean, we really, all of our teachers kept doing things like FaceTime and Zoom calls with kids.
Popcorn popping on the apricot tree.
We did grab-and-go meals for kids so that they could be fed during that time. I was just really proud that we found ways to live our mission in the middle of something we just had no control over. Okay. Take me back, sure.
I think especially now with so many people in essential work, like childcare is needed. And while there's like discussion about whether certain things should be open or not, like the reality of the matter is that a lot of people do have to go to work right now and they don't have the means to have anyone watch their kids at home.
This is Avalon, a Boise hairstylist with 2 kids at Giraffe Laugh.
When we decided to shut down our salon, it hadn't been announced that we had to. It was more for the safety of our clients. I was already out of work when the daycare had closed, but I was still utilizing that because I was trying to find another job. And so when we got the email that it was closing, I was like, oh no. What am I gonna do now? And so when they opened back up, I explained to Laura that I hadn't been working. We had a date of when we were gonna open up the salon. So I knew that I was going back to work. I didn't know what the hours were gonna look like or how full my schedule was gonna be. And she was like, well, we're gonna figure it out. Stop crying. We got this figured out. Keep bringing them. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stop crying. I'm going to bring them in. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't know. I was in a bind. She was super helpful. Saya. She informed me that no matter what happened, if I communicated that I needed help, Millie and Xander can always come back. Anybody and everybody that supports Giraffe Laugh, it's a huge thank you.
Quality childcare was already hard to find before the pandemic. It's about to get a lot harder. According to a national survey of childcare centers in July, up to 40% will close for good because of the pandemic. The time to act is now. When you give to the Giraffe Laugh Scholarship Fund, you're empowering families to build stronger futures for themselves and ensuring school readiness for the kids at greatest risk of falling behind.
I'm such a firm believer in early education. They're really sculpting young minds here. They're teaching these children about love. At the same time, they're teaching them about letters and they're teaching them about friends and really sculpting these little people that are going to turn into, adults. I think everyone should have that. I wish there were 20 Giraffe Laughs in the Treasure Valley.
Help these kids get the start they deserve. Support the Giraffe Laugh Scholarship Fund today.
Please give us lots of money. We need money. Where's the money? More money, please. I bet you could give more. Send us some money, please. Gracias. Thank you. You're too cute.